Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, 20th of October, full moon day today, right around 6 a.m. Looking at the astro Excel chart, we hit the peak in the energy yesterday at about 1 o'clock. We went up, made a new high. A couple hours after that, pressure is now down on the green line. You can see we moved down on the green line to this point right here. We've got upward pressure that we're coming into right now. The blue line, we kind of have this little peak on the green line, then the blue line peaks right here at around 5 to 8 or so. So this area should be a topping area. Then we've got both lines pushing downward until about, let's call it around 11:30. Then the green line goes flat. We get a bump up here till about 7 tonight, and then we're down pressure overnight into tomorrow morning. You can see the Cosmo also makes a peak in this window right here, right in the middle of this window. So we should get downward pressure behind this. Okay, let's go to the Vedic chart. You can see we had these two white windows stacked yesterday on the bigger A3 window and then a little smaller window on the B1. And then we made a little double top, so we got our high in there yesterday. We got our little double top on the A1 green blocks. We got the first high on this right at the end of that block, and then the double top came in on the next green block on the A1 panel. And then we went into this sideways down drift. Now you can see we left this window here at about 416, and now we're getting downward pressure on the Vedic on the A3 and B1. So this downward pressure into tomorrow morning is concurrent with what we saw in the green line from the Astro Excel. These are two completely different calculations. They are not connected in any way. Let's get a couple of trigger points for today. We've got this bright green window here. This is going to take place this morning from about 10 after 10 till about 11:30 or so. And inside that window we have that white block on the A1 panel at about 10:50. So that'll be a key point to watch for trigger. We haven't looked at the rainbow for a while. Let's get some rainbow trigger points for today. Here's the rainbow. I marked the trigger points from around midnight onward. We had the A3, A4, the white block with the green block. We had that little high right there, right around midnight. Then we came into the next point here about 156. We had another minor high, triggered a small down move. This point here, 252. This was pretty much a stop out trade right here. We only got a couple of point move down and then it reversed back up. Came right into the next window here on the A6, A5 panel, which was the overnight high, which set off a decent short. And then we hit this 525 window here, triggered a long trade, which is just kind of went up and then flattened out. And now we're kind of in a sideways drift, so we'll see what happens. This type of setup in here at this point in time when things are relatively quiet, those are the kind of points that I prefer to avoid when you do not have volatility in the market. There's no reason to take any kind of trigger in that scenario. We should pick up volatility here soon. We've got the next point at 6 at the A7, A8 panel down at the bottom. The green block is say 616 to 624. So we've got about an 8-minute window there to look for something. If this breaks up and moves into some higher low, it could trigger. If it's just flat, just ignore that point. Then we've got the A6 block with the A5 white there at about 710, let's call it. Two more later in the morning, the A2 green black, the A8 green black. Those two white blacks, 10:08 and 10:25. Now remember that coincides with what I just showed you on the Vedic chart, so that could be an important point right there. And then we've got a couple more this afternoon. They're kind of tight together. We've got the A4 and the A2 green blacks, 15:05, and then the last trigger point for the day session would be about 15:19 or 3:19 this afternoon. So let's leave it there for today. Trend has been tracking well this week. We'll follow it and stick with that and use these triggers accordingly. That's it for today. We'll be back again tomorrow with another video. We will talk to you then.